So my wife and I had one of these moments in the kitchen this morning where we just stood and held each other, and the feelings are fresh. It's just happened still, and I'm in my pajamas Saturday morning here in our house, and so she's a friend that is on the brink of divorce, and brings up some fresh feelings for us because we were on the brink of divorce 2 years ago. That's something that a lot of people don't really know. And she held me this morning and she just said, she just cried, and why do people have to suffer so much, And it's something that we talk about, right? We're a family that is kind of based on service, and it's like sometimes it just seems like so much or too much for people, and we were in that same place that her friend's at just a couple years ago, and a recent business mentor of mine asked me this question, and he said, what is it that you can't stand for people to experience for another second? And when she started talking, my wife started talking about her friend, and I started thinking about, oh my gosh, but the lonely. She's like, I wish I could be there to hold her, and she's so lonely. She's gonna be so lonely, and she's gonna be in so much pain and so much anguish. And she has a little kid, and she's got to go to work, and it's COVID, and it's a tremendous amount of pain. Really, it's quite incredible, and in kind of classic fashion, like the guy is just like numb, right? He's just like moving on in a way that is not moving on. He's not dealing. He's numb. He's just like, and man, the heartache and the regret. Oh wow, the regret that I worry that he's gonna have to deal with someday when he starts to feel. But in any event, the brink of divorce is one of these places where it's something that I can't stand, right? I so intimately know the impact of having parents that fought a lot and often lived in kind of a loveless marriage, even though there was transactional love and there was familial loyalty, but there was very little, intimacy. And this is not to say that my parents aren't both wonderful people and didn't do a wonderful job raising me. They did, but it took a toll the way they fought around me, with my brother and sister off to college and me the only one left in the house. It was heavy, and no shrinky talk here, exaggeration here. It had an impact on me, and I have in a totally no blame, no resentment place with that. I'm free from that, and I have a wonderful, respectful, loving and honoring relationship with my parents. But I needed to own a lot of that stuff and work through a lot of that stuff, and it impacted my marriage. And same, my wife had her history, and that impacted our marriage. And a couple years ago, when we were in this really dangerous place, this really close place that would have caused incredible damage to us as individuals and to our children, we went to my mentor, my spiritual mentor, and he gave us some pivotal advice, and it was not traditional. It was not typical, and it did not match with my therapy training. And we followed it to a T, and then we started incorporating other things that we were learning and understanding and growing, and one thing led to another, and we created a recipe, and that recipe worked. And honestly, what my wife said this morning, she when we were holding each other, she just said, I will never give up on you. And man, that's such a good feeling. That's such a good feeling. So thank you, dear. I love you very much. I'll never give up on you. And so there is a recipe. It's not traditional. It works if you follow it. And that's kind of one of the things that I can't stand, and one of the things that I can't not share it with people that want it. But it is only for people that are like, you know what? I know that if this doesn't work, it's going to be the biggest regret of my life, and I will do anything, including something that is outside the box. Now, this is not unsafe or taboo or anything like that. It's nothing like that. But it is not what you would think it is. It's not about just like conscious communication and validation statements and things like that. It's not just like, it's not processing. There are some radical ideas included, and it's too much for me to go into here, but feel free to send me a message if you want to jump on a call to find out what it is, So I love you all. Have a beautiful day.